it's Dawn Ennis, your dad mom, here with a story. In 1986, I worked at Cable News Network. But prior to getting that job, I was an intern there. Intern meaning that you were unpaid labor. I was a student, senior in college. And one day, a news bulletin came that Elie Wiesel had been named as the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. And on that day, for whatever reason, the powers that be decided that to interview a survivor of the Holocaust, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, CNN would be represented by an intern who was still in college. And they sent me, along with a camera crew, down to Elie Wiesel's New York apartment. I was working in New York City at the time, so it wasn't a long trip. When I got there, among all the people hubbing and bubbing about were some of the top journalists from ABC, NBC, CBS. All the network correspondents there to interview the great Elie Wiesel. And me. When it was my turn, I asked them the questions I had been given, as well as some I came up with on my own. Having read Night and wanting to meet the man who meant so much to many generations and has become since a legend, an icon, a person who embodies history. But the thing that I remember most about my meeting with Elie Wiesel was his kindness, his compassion, his humility and humble nature, the fact that it didn't seem to faze him that he had just become a Nobel laureate. To him, it was more important to get the message out about what was still happening, not the Holocaust of World War II, but a Holocaust that was still happening in our time. He also wanted to make sure I got his name pronounced correctly, and he schooled me and worked with me several times to make sure I pronounced it correctly. So here it is, 30 years later, and that young person who interviewed Elie Wiesel is now out as a transgender woman, and also recently named the chairwoman of the Adult Education Committee at my temple. Yes, the temple has chosen a trans woman who is also a practicing Catholic as its Adult Education chairwoman. If nothing else, I'd like to think that he inspired me to help heal the world. A Hebrew phrase called tikkun olam means to help repair the world. And that's what I'm trying to do. I may not be Jewish, but I owe so much to Judaism, to its leaders, to its people. I owe so much to Elie Wiesel. I think the world does. And so I leave you with the thought that we never know how little time we have on this earth. In the time you have, do what you can to repair your world and repair our world. Take a lesson from a man who lived a very long life, which was almost snuffed out because of hate. Take a lesson in that the people you may not know, transgender people like myself, need acceptance, need understanding, need support, need help. Our world is so fragile, so damaged, so beautiful. But it is only with all of us working together that we can make it a better place for everyone. I hope you have a good night. Next time you see me, I'll be in Connecticut. Or maybe Philadelphia. It's that kind of a trip. Good night from Chicago.